Good morning. It is Sunday again and I'm going to take you all through a day in a life on a Sunday. And it always changes on a Sunday. Me and Kyan always do different things, but here we go. So we're starting off Sunday morning with some protein pancakes. I think this is going to be our new thing where we make protein pancakes every morning because last week they turned out so fluffy and so good. So I'm going to try and make that recipe again. And yeah, one of my co-workers went to America and she brought me back some really cool things, but one of the things she bought me was this cool drink bottle, and it's such a cool drink bottle to me because like when I'm going on beach walks, like it's just like the perfect little size and it's got a little thing. So I was like, yes, I'm so happy with that. I can even take it to the gym. I just love it. She said it was from Walmart. How cool. So for protein pancakes I use the NutriBullet to make the mixture. I'll show you the ingredients that I use for protein pancakes, and they are the most fluffiest pancakes in the whole wide world, and you would never know they're protein. Like, I'm not a fan of protein powder, but it doesn't matter because these protein pancakes are literally the best pancakes ever. This is a recipe for 2 people, so I guess just cut it in half if you want to do it just for yourself. Get your rolled oats, and you want 1 cup of rolled oats. I am the most like unpo person ever. Like, I don't know if you just saw that, but like half of them just went on the bench. I'm quite clumsy. Now you blend these in the blender to make it like flour. So that's now how it looks like. You need 2 eggs. You want to add half a cup of unsweetened almond milk, or I guess any other milk that you have if you don't like unsweetened almond milk. You want to add 2 scoops of protein powder. I'm just using cookies and cream. Make it nice and fluffy. I think the secret key is to add baking powder to it. So I add half a teaspoon of baking powder. You just add a banana, like a medium banana, into the mixture. Okay. Now you've got all your ingredients stuffed into here. And now I'm going to just turn on the pan and I just spray it with like a tiny bit of olive oil spray, like it's just a tiny bit. Now I'm going to blend it in the pan. It is heating up. Wish me luck. God, it's literally over spilling because it's not mixing at the bottom and it's literally going everywhere. Frick, I didn't do this last time. I don't know why it's doing it now. Ugh. So I've been trying out like quite a few different recipes, and this, because I would really struggle with my breakfast meal, so I tried protein oats and I quite like that, but I do prefer like a protein smoothie and then like, I don't know, like a piece of toast or something, because I'm always in such a rush in the morning and like the last thing I want to do is like cook some protein oats. Like, I know it's really easy, but for me it's just like way more easier like making a smoothie quickly and then putting it in this with a straw and I just like drink it on my way to work, and it's so much easier. So I've been trying that, and the protein smoothie I do is like so yum and so good. So yeah, I've just been trying out different breakfast ideas this week and that's really been working for me. I'll give you a little glimpse of what the pancake looks like. Okay, it looks like that's looking good. One thing me and Kyan do is we write our dinner. We've got Monday to Sunday and we write what we're having for dinner, so like it's really simple for me to come home after work because Kyan doesn't finish work till really late, so I'm usually the one to cook dinner. Which I obviously don't mind because I love cooking, so I'll show you. So yes, we're really obsessed with chips. So tomorrow we're having homemade pizza and chips. Tuesday we're having steak and chips. Wednesday hot chicken and chips. Steak and chips. Tacos. Takeaway. Roast chicken. We're having a roast chicken. I haven't updated Sunday yet, but this is all for next week, and I haven't updated Sunday because we are having roast chicken. I've just taken out the freezer last night, so okay, it's really, like, as you can see, it's like really fluffy. I am going to flip it in a minute. Oh god, yay, it's looking so good. I'm going to turn the fan on though. Okay, one thing we do need is we need sugar-free maple syrup, and we're gonna microwave some frozen berries to put on top. Okay, first protein pancake is done. It's not as fluffy as I would have thought, but maybe the first one, like, you know, the first one's always a bit of like a test. If you know me, you'll know that I cannot swallow pills, okay? The ones that like are shaped like in a circle, and it just gets stuck, and I end up like comes back up. And I actually have like a fear of swallowing pills. Like I literally, like, I dread it every morning, and I know I need to do it, but I dread it. Maybe I should start with the one that makes me, the one that's shaped a bit differently. That's the B6 zinc and magnesium pill. And I just can't. Why does it have to look like that? Okay. I feel like sometimes when I'm filming myself, it either makes it worse or it makes it better. I don't know, because I'm like, oh my god, people are watching me. Okay. Oh my god, it got stuck. Okay, and you're probably wondering, like, why do I shake my head? Well, the thing is, if I don't, then it actually just gets stuck. It got stuck down there. Ooh, I can taste the taste. Okay, next is fish oil. Fish oil, this one is all good. It slides down quite easily. Oh, I need to flip the pancake, hold on. That one's like all good. Never did I think I'd be like rating what pill goes down better. This one smells, it's called Woman's Daily Multi. Looks like this. Okay. Oh, that one's really hard. This one's vitamin D3 with vitamin K2. God knows what all of that means. I just, like, when I say it, I sound like really cool, but I don't know what it means. This one's easy because it's little. And lastly, I have vitamin C. I'm gonna show you guys the end result of breakfast once I have cooked them. See you after that. Okay guys, I'm not as happy with, like, they look really good, but I don't know if they look as good as last time, but yay. Look at Kyan's. Jeez, it's like 5 pancakes.
That is so good. That is actually unreal.
We're shipping one of Kyan's t-shirts to a UK client, so we're just going to the post office now. Up on pitching merch, just a little sponsor.
There you go.
Kyan does merch for his business, like just for his clients. He doesn't make any money off it, but
Exclusive.
yeah. We're doing a roast chicken, so we got some pumpkin. What else?
Pineapple.
And what else?
Gum.
And parsnips. Getting our steps in.
absolute gorgeous day. Watch this. Yeah?
Ooh! Ooh, he just threw his gum. Such a child sometimes.
Content.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Looks like good fishing weather.
Does that? Alright. Guess a number between... Wait, look the other way and I'll show the camera a number. Guess a number between 1 and 10.
And what happens if I get it right?
I'll go get you a hash brown from Macca's like you said you were dying for. Exposed.
Okay, 6. What was it?
What number do you think? 1 to 10?
6.
No, you don't. You know there's a number.
Yeah.
3.
Oh, yeah,
Did you actually? Watch that back. Yeah.
4.
Yeah.
Yes! Hello everyone. I'm just outside having a cup of tea. It's now like 3 o'clock in the afternoon and I've completely forgotten to record what I've just done the past few hours. So I'll just give you a recap. I went to my parents' house. We had some pizza and I hung out with them and now I'm back home. I'm starting to collect shells and I need to show you this awesome shell I found on the beach, okay? Look how pretty it is. I've never found a shell like this before. I bleached it and washed it because there was something in here and it still is, you can't see, but it's in there. I've done hot water, bleach, everything, and it still won't come out. So any suggestions, please let me know. It's like a sea crab or something's in there and it smells really bad and it's really taken away the colour of the shell, but it's still my favourite. And then I found this shell and I don't know why I love it so much, but I just think it's so cool. And it's like, it's just a really cool shell. So I've got 2 shells. I thought for this video, since I haven't really filmed a lot about a day in my life, I thought maybe this is a good chance for me to maybe open up about who I am. Basically about me, I'm a family of 6. So I've got 2 older sisters, 1 older brother, a mom and a dad, and then there's me. I'm the only redhead in my family. Don't know where the red hair comes from. My dad has actually never met his real dad ever before. He doesn't even have a photo of his real dad, so we've got no knowledge about him. All we know is that he was German. So that's all I can really say. I'm guessing it's probably comes from my dad's side. My dad's side. But yeah, that's another fact. I was born in New Zealand. My nana, she's passed away now, but she was from Romania. She spoke Romanian. My granddad, he was from Holland. He spoke Dutch. My mum was born here. My dad was born in England, in Essex. Don't know why I said it like that, but yeah, he's still got his British accent. Some people mistake me to be British, but no, I'm not. I'm Kiwi. When I was younger, I wanted to always be a teacher, a kindergarten teacher, because I just love children so much. And well, I made that happen. I went to university straight after high school and I completed my Bachelor of Early Childhood teaching. So I got a really awesome job in a kindergarten and I love it lots. It can be really exhausting, but I do love it at the same time. But I think, I always say this, but I feel like there's more out there for me. I feel like I'm so young, I'm only 22, and I just feel like I don't want to settle down yet. I think I've got so much more potential and such a big life to live, and I feel like there's something else out there for me. I just don't know what it is yet. I haven't pictured it. I don't know. I've been thinking about it even all this morning. I was like, maybe I should go back to uni, maybe I should do this, maybe I should do that. I don't really know. I don't know what I'm doing yet, but for now I'm a kindergarten teacher, and I love it, and it's really rewarding. It's so fun having little mini friends, and yeah, it's cool. Another big part about me, and this is where I don't want to go on and on about, but it is like a huge part about how I even got into the gym in the first place. So my whole life I had a heart condition. It was called supratransvacular tachycardia, so for short SVT. And I feel like when I talk about this, I don't want to get emotional, but and I'm getting really nervous. Like, this is a lot for me, like, to just even open up about who I am, and like to people on YouTube. Like, there's a lot of people I don't know who are subscribed to my channel, so this is like a really big thing for me. I'm a bit nervous. I'm literally like, oh. Another thing about me is I get quite anxious, like, without even realizing it. Like, I'm always like biting my nails and like doing this with them. Kyan hates it. It's this big irritation with me. Like, even in bed sometimes I don't even know I'm doing it, or like biting my nails. It's so bad. That only started in high school. Like, I never used to do it. But anyway, my whole life growing up I had a heart condition. As you know, I just said the name of it. Bit of a tongue twister sometimes saying it, but I didn't know what was wrong with my heart. So basically I've got like so much trauma around it, so when I think about it, it makes me really emotional. Okay, I didn't know what it was, so like from the youngest I remember, maybe in year 4, year 5, so I would have probably been like 9, 8, I remember my heart beating very, very fast. And it wasn't just like, you know, when you're going on a run and it gets really fast. I remember doing cross country, doing runs like that, and I remember looking down and you could literally see through my t-shirt my top was doing this. Like, it wasn't normal. I remember going up to teachers and being like, my heart's going fast, and they could see my t-shirt doing this. Okay, I even remember a teacher being like, okay, that's not normal, I'm going to check on you in about 10 minutes. And bear in mind, it would basically happen when I was doing exercise. So if I was going on a run, if I was doing PE, which I don't know if you're American watching this or whatever, but PE, like physical education, so like that's what you do in school, lots of sport and stuff. It would always happen doing sport. Sometimes even if I was walking home, it would just randomly start beating like this. Okay, and it could last for maybe 10 minutes, it could last for an hour, it could last for 20 minutes, it could last for 8 hours, okay? And you're probably thinking like, why didn't you go to hospital? Why didn't you call the ambulance? So I've got a vivid memory. I was doing like a school production in year 6, and I was on stage and it starts. I freak out and I'm just like standing there like, oh my gosh, what do I do? Go off stage, and I was like to my friend, my heart's beating fast, I don't know what to do. And I remember it lasted for 6 hours. I got home, mum was like, I'm calling the ambulance, and I always told her no. I said, don't call the ambulance. I said, because my heart is going to go back to its normal self any minute. Like, it could honestly go back to normal any second, and I didn't want to waste their time, okay? And it sounds so stupid, but it is what it is. That's how I thought. I never want to waste people's time. So basically, you're probably thinking, how does it go back to normal? So it would be beating 300 to 350 beats a minute. That is literally like, it's like that. That is the rapid of my heartbeat, okay? Basically, when it would want to go back to normal, it will just do it itself. I can't do anything for it to go back to normal. It will just happen by itself. It would squeeze, so it would go beep, 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 and then it would like, my heart would squeeze, like someone's grabbing it and squeezing it, and then it would release, and then it would start beating normal again. And when it's happening, when it's beating fast, I can't breathe, I'm sweating, I'm feeling faint. I feel like I'm going to pass out, okay? And there's nothing you can do. Lying down would usually help it. So sometimes if I randomly went back, like, then it would like go back onto a bed or something, it would probably most likely hopefully squeeze, but sometimes that would not help it. It started getting worse and worse. The more I got older, I felt like it was happening possibly 2 times a day, or it could happen 5 times weekly, like every day. It could be like 2-minute episodes, an hour episode. And I I think back to college, I told no one about it because I was so embarrassed. I was so embarrassed to tell someone that my heart was going fast, because what are they going to say? Like, they're going to think I'm unfit, or they won't understand, and I found it so embarrassing. And I always thought I was having a heart attack. And by the way, if I'm laughing through this, it's just because that's how I'm coping to talk about it. I don't want to cry on camera. So I remember being really embarrassed about it, and I told no one. The only people who knew was maybe like my closest friend, and I wouldn't want them to freak out, or my parents. And half the time I didn't tell my parents about it because I didn't want them to do anything about it. But anyway, I noticed as I got older it was getting worse. Didn't know what it was, okay? I didn't know what it was. Go to the doctor a day after it had happened, and I'd tell her about it, and she would check my heart, and there was nothing. Until I said that I was having it a lot of times. That's when she said, okay, I'm going to contact the hospital. They're going to get you an ECG monitor. You're going to use it for a week. So it's basically stickers. They stick it onto your chest, and I think 3 on your hip or waist or something like that. And I've got a monitor on me. So in school, I did not grow up with sports because I couldn't play because of my heart. So sometimes people would be like, why don't you play any sports? And I would just have to say like, oh, just like don't feel like it. It's because I had a heart condition. I just didn't know what it was, and I didn't know how to tell people that. So I did end up doing hockey, like for fun, throughout high school for a couple of years with some of my friends. And I remember, I didn't tell my coach about it, but I remember we were doing a game and it started, and I had my monitor on, and I didn't tell my coach this or anything, or anyone, bear in mind. And I had the monitor and I clicked it, and it recorded my heart rhythm, okay? Luckily, that was the last day I had the monitor. They had only lent it to me for a week, so I only had it for a week, and I had to make sure my heart did its thing. So luckily it did on the last day I had it, or the day before. Anyway, sent it back to the hospital. They got the results back. They said, look, you've got this supratransacular tachycardia. There's ways we can deal with it. You can take medication every day. The medication will slow your heart rate down. Hopefully it will prevent it from happening. I tried that. It made me so faint and horrible and disgusting, and I couldn't take it. It was really horrible. So it would slow my normal heart rate. So like my normal heart rate would be about 80 beats per minute. It would slow it down to about 60 beats per minute, and I could feel it, and I didn't like it, so I went off that straight away. I'd have to go to the hospital for like checkups with my heart, and that was for about a couple of years until they said, okay, it was when I was nearly 18, and they said, would you be interested in getting the heart ablation surgery? Obviously there's risks to everything with surgery, and I said, yes, I'll do anything, because I felt like it was taking over my life. The amount of anxiety I got from this heart condition was crazy. I felt like it just ruled me. I couldn't go out and do normal things. I went on the wait list for the heart ablation surgery, and I don't know how long it took, but I got a phone call and they were like, look, we've got a space for you on this day. I was in my first year of university when I got that call, so I was like, yes, please. So it was a year after college, after I'd finished college. So I had my heart ablation surgery. They don't cut up here, they cut in my groin, and they basically send a catheter up, and basically if you search up my heart condition I had, it's something with the electrical system. It doesn't I should know more about this, but I'm not very good at explaining things like this. I'm not a professional, but they basically had to burn a certain part in my heart. They had to stop my heart in the surgery, I think twice, and I actually had to be awake during the surgery. It took, I think, 4 hours. I did have some anesthetic, so I can't even remember half of it. Like I was asleep during it all, basically, until they were like, Sarah, we're going to have to stop your heart. You're going to feel like a really sharp pain. And I remember like lying there being like, oh, I can't be that bad. And I remember that was the most painful experience I've ever been through. It felt like someone was grabbing my whole chest. Like, I cannot explain what it feels like for someone to stop your heart and then restart it. And they did that twice. It wasn't once, it was twice. I had to go through that pain. That was the most terrifying experience. I remember just like how scared I was lying there. Anyway, it felt like the surgery took 10 minutes. It took 4 hours, but you know, after the surgery, I remember hearing them being like, yep, we've done it, like, good job team, whatever. And this nurse gives me this like drug, and all of a sudden I feel my throat closing up and my cheeks blowing up, like it felt like a balloon. And I was like knocking on the bed because I couldn't speak. I had an allergic reaction to whatever drug it was like a blood thinner drug. And I remember the surgeon being literally, excuse my language, he was like, get the fucking mask. Where's the fucking oxygen mask? Call the emergency bell. And like the emergency bell goes off. Bear in mind, when I don't have my glasses on, everything's a blur. But I could see all these figures running in the room. I thought I was dying. Like, I was dying. But I thought, this is it. I didn't get time to say goodbye to my parents. I didn't even tell my friends I was having the surgery. I didn't want anyone to know. I was so embarrassed about it. Like, literally, I remember like a day later, my friends were like, oh my God, you had a surgery on your heart? Like, why didn't you tell us? Maddie, if you're watching. Sorry, it's just so funny because I didn't tell them. But I was like, oh my gosh. And I remember lying there thinking like, I love you, mum and dad. I'm so sorry I didn't get to say a true goodbye. Like, it was a really weird moment lying there dying, and I was vulnerable. Anyway, they managed to get a mask on me and I managed to start breathing again, so that was great. I stayed in hospital, and the funny thing is, it's not funny, but mum and dad were in the waiting room, and they said that when they heard the emergency alarm going off, they had like a terrible feeling it was for me. And mum said she started praying. Bless their souls, honestly. I love my parents so much, and I was also brought into like a Christian household, so I went to church growing up. My parents are Christian, and I'm a believer. I believe in God. I have a strong faith, and I definitely getting through college and school with this heart condition. I felt like the only one that was like with me through it all was God. Like, I would pray about it all the time, and I'm so grateful that I don't have my heart condition anymore. Honestly, this heart ablation surgery saved me, and it really did truly save me. So I remember a couple of weeks after my heart surgery, I was determined to get to the gym. I felt like a free person that's just come out of prison. Like, oh my gosh, what am I going to do? Like, you know, I just wanted to do something. So I joined the gym. I grew up in Wellington, so my home gym was Thorndon City Fitness. If you know, you know. I would train there, and I had a personal trainer at the time, and he taught me like how to do all the machines and stuff. And I look back now and I feel so, like, I look back at all the videos now and I'm like, oh my goodness, what was I doing? It's so embarrassing. But how cool was that I just like had gone through that my whole life up until I was 18, to then just joining the gym and like being so chill about it. And
Yeah, I still have my scar where they've cut into me, but I look at that scar and I'm like, that's like a story, a big story of what I've been through. And I do still get really bad anxiety thinking it's going to come back. When I go to the gym now and I try and push myself to the best I can, I get really scared and anxious to push myself till failure. I feel like my heart's going to start doing its weird rhythm again. It's really hard for me to move past it. And it's something that I'm working on to this day. I'm now 22. It's been nearly 4 years since I had my surgery, which is crazy to me because it felt like yesterday. That's my story. That's a big part of who I am. I just think to like the little Sarah, and she thought she was having a heart attack all those times. I remember all the parents I stressed out, all the teachers. They couldn't have been that concerned though, right? Surely they would have called the ambulance if they were that worried. I just made them feel like it wasn't a bad thing, even though I was literally dying. You know, everyone's got their own story. That's my story, and that's what I went through, and I think it's really important to share your story. So beautiful. Got my cup of tea. I drink this tea all the time. It's called relaxing tea. Tea is always a good idea. I agree with that. I'd love to know your story, and I think it's really good to be open about your journey and what you've been through, even if it's scary to open up sometimes. I think that's how you grow, and I've definitely grown more. I mean, some of the people I work with, I've nearly been working with them for 2 years. I had only just told them about my heart condition. Like, I keep it very to myself, which is so weird. Like, online I'm a bit more open about it, but it's actually really scary to talk about. I think I just choose to like block it out sometimes and keep it to myself. But anyway, cheers to healthy hearts. Thank you guys for watching, and I hope you have a really good Sunday. If you're watching this on a Sunday, I hope you have a really good day, and I guess we will see you next time. Goodbye.